when you launch an Outgrow experience or piece of content, you have the option to launch an Outgrow content on your own custom domain via Cname. And what this means is you can create a subdomain of your site. If your site is called, mywebsite.com, you can create a subdomain calculator.mywebsite.com and run Outgrow pieces of content right there in that subdomain. So the way to do that is when you go up to click publish, instead of just publishing it to the Outgrow subdomain, you also click here to add a custom domain. When you do that, it will take you to the settings page, which you can also access by clicking on the top right in settings, and then clicking custom domain on the bottom left. In either case, you'll get to this page. And the first thing it will tell you to do is to set up a Cname. What that means is on your site, you will set up a Cname, and you can learn more about exactly how to do that by clicking the button right here, this link. This link will take you to a support doc, and the support doc will show you that when you go in, how to do it on your registrar. So in this case, for GoDaddy, you just go in and you type Cname, host, mycalc, and then you point it to cname.outgrow.co. And this usually takes a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours, for this to actually go through. So make sure you wait a couple hours. Once it actually goes through, and you've done the Cname redirect for your own subdomain, then you can go back to your page here and say verify your Cname on Outgrow. So if you set up mycalculators. Well, in this case, we set up the subdomain as mycalc, right? So you'd come here and you'd say mycalc.mywebsite.com. And once you click verify, you'll know if it's actually gone through. So if sometimes people try after 30 minutes and it still hasn't gone through the Cname redirect on your end, then the verify won't work. But usually after 2 to 3 hours it works. The maximum we've seen it take is around a day, but usually it doesn't take that long. You click verify and you'll be able to see that it works. Now, the way it will work, we get a common question is, what exactly appears on mycalc.mywebsite.com if I have multiple calculators and quizzes? Which is a really good question. So let's assume you have 2 calculators, and one is called mycalc.mywebsite.com/calc1, and one is called /calc2. And you can adjust what appears after that / in your builder. And you can do that easily by going to the Build tab, to the Configure tab, clicking General and SEO Settings, and then here you can edit this URL. Whatever appears here on your calculator URL is going to appear on your Cname over here, calc1, calc2, etc. But something commonly happens is that when a user comes on and sees calc1, calc2, they might backspace and say, oh, let me go to the root URL, which is mycalc.mywebsite.com. And in that case, because you've done the Cname redirect, you need to decide what you want to show on that page. Most people just say, if someone does that, I want them to go to mywebsite.com. So what root URL means is just that. Root URL means what happens if someone goes to mycalc.mywebsite.com and not mycalc.mywebsite.com /calc1 or calc2. And so this is the page that we'll send them to if they go to the root URL. And then if for some reason there's some error, you can say what type of error URL you want to show. What do you want to show in the case of an error? And the last thing is if you want your subdomain to be HTTPS or have SSL certification, so it comes with the secure sign on the left of the URL, then you can just contact us and send us your SSL certificate for your subdomain to questions@outgrow.co. You can also message us here by clicking the chat on the bottom right and then clicking New Conversation. And there you can message us and say, hey, I want to get SSL on my Cname. Can you, here's my SSL certificate. Can you add it? And if you have questions around setting up the Cname, you can also message us here. I hope this helps you think this through. This is an advanced feature for advanced plans, but if you have any questions, feel free to let us know on the chat. Thanks.